four-time Miss Olympia Jay Cutler. Welcome to my channel, Jay Cutler TV, and make sure to stay in tune with the newest and updated videos. Subscribe below, guys. Thank you so much for following along.
Hi guys, Max6. We're back at the Mecca, and this is the interview part 2 with the beautiful Amanda Machado. And then Amanda, I screwed up the first interview. I had no audio, so I actually had to call her with the tail between my legs saying, please come back to goals. I messed up the interview. We need to have the interview. So
and it's so hard to come back to goals, you know.
I know, but you're so busy though. You have a very busy life, which you're going to talk about in a minute, so I really appreciate you doing that.
Thank you.
We actually shot in the gym 3 weeks out from the show. We are now 1 week out.
Oh my gosh.
Just about.
I know.
And so I really appreciate you coming back, Amanda.
Yeah, thank you. No, of course.
So you are actually flying out of the country to go compete and possibly get your pro card. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I am competing in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which is my hometown.
Nice.
But I've been living in US for 12 years already, so I feel this is like actually home. But going back to Sao Paulo, it's gonna be a pleasure because I'm gonna actually have the opportunity to compete in front of, you know, my family, my friends, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be my first time competing internationally, and it is a pro qualifier.
Yes.
So I can't wait because I really want to turn to, you know, dark side and really give myself and my soul to the IFBB.
Speaking of IFBB, you have a new, not a new job, you've been at a new position since last time we shot, and you have the pleasure to have IFBB president of the Pro League, Jim Mannion, coming to frequent your, how cool is that?
So it's really interesting because I actually met him and his wife when I used to work at the Beverly Wilshire in Beverly Hills, and we became friends since. So every time he's here in LA, I see him in the gym, and we always talk about, hey, let's meet up, let's, you know, talk a little bit about food and wine, because he loves that stuff, and I do too. So I invited him to go to my new place, which is Odium in downtown LA, by a very famous chef who was actually the chef de cuisine of the French Laundry in Napa Valley, which Jim and Debbie were regulars of, so they were very excited to come, and he had a blast. And it was so interesting because he sat down next to 3 guys who were really into bodybuilding too, so the guys had like the time of their lives talking to him. And then you know, I spoiled him a little bit. I gave him a lot of wine, a lot of great food, and then by the end of the meal, he told me, hey Amanda, I want to pick up the check for the guys too. And I thought it was so cool because, you know, afterwards the guys, and I said, hey guys, today's on the house, and they were like, what? Who did that? And Jim was like just quiet, you know. He's like, do you think he was? Do you think it was her? No,
That's
I don't think
cool.
it was her. So I thought it was really cool, and the reason why he told me is because he really loves, you know, like people who are there and talking exciting about bodybuilding. So I thought it was really cool of him to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a small world, huh?
I know.
So
yeah,
cool.
It was great. It was great.
So you started competing. You've been training for a very long time, but you just started competing last fall. Yeah. For the first time.
Yeah.
Right. You worked with Bradwell a little bit. You did the Ferrigno. Did very well over there. If I'm not mistaken, you did the last show of the year, which was the Excalibur, and you also did very well over there.
I did.
Took a little break, and decided now to go for the pro side. So talk to me a little bit, the differences between the 2 preps and how it was for you to compete for the first time and do so well.
Yeah, so I love bodybuilding, and I started training maybe 8 years ago or more. I was actually a professional swimmer back in Brazil. So when I moved to US, I just needed to find something to still move my body. And because I was a competitor, I always had in mind, hey, I wanna go to a different level. I want to actually extend this to a very focused, you know, preparation for an event. But I never felt that I was ready enough, because bodybuilding, it's one of the only sports that you actually needed to dedicate 24/7.
That's right.
So I really wanted to make sure that I had the whole understanding of diet, and diet, it's not one thing. It's so many different types of diets out there. So I needed to find out what works for me or what doesn't. So I really took a lot of years to understand and pick a lot of brains. So last year I was like, okay, so I think I'm finally ready, mentally ready enough to really dedicate the 24/7 to something. So I did last year. I was with Brad. Brad was great. we worked with a ketogenic diet, which I was on for the past 5 years.
Wow.
The reason why we did that is because I have a 10 to 12 hour workload on top of all the training that I do. So I told Brad I want something that's not going to create a lot of like insulin spike, make me want to be, you know, eating every 2 hours. I need something that's gonna sustain a little bit of energy. So of course, you know, fat is a little bit more of a dense nutrient. So
Right.
I was really counting on a lot of eggs, a lot of olive oil, a lot of coconut oil, and that stuff was great for me. But then this year, I went to Spain the beginning of the year. I was there for 2 months. I got, you know, the opportunity to train with a lot of professionals there too. And I met somebody who told me, hey, there is a coach here who takes, you know, like the best, you know, athletes in Europe to the pro level, and once they are in the pro level, he even takes them to the Olympia. So
Wow.
it would be cool if you get to meet him and get to work with him. So I was up for it. So I started working with Francisco Spin. He is from Spain, and he told me, he said, hey Amanda, now the approach is going to be different. You know, we're going to take away the fat. We're going to introduce carbohydrate back. We're going to be focusing more on carbs around training, before training and after training. So it's not going to be that like, you know, waking up in the morning going on straight to oatmeal. No, it's going to be a little bit designed to your lifestyle.
Okay, so you can still work.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I'm not gonna, that's something that I told him. I said, no, I don't buy that BS. You know,
Yeah.
But so he said, no, I'm gonna work a little bit more on your lifestyle.
Nice.
But we're gonna take down the fat and put more carbs. And honestly, it really did the trick. I feel great in a sense of like body composition changed a lot, energy wise, not as much, because for me fat really gives me more energy and more mental focus. But the body changed. I feel like what I see now, being 1 week out, was what I was seeing a day before the show last year.
Yeah, you were, last time we actually did this interview, you were telling me I'm seeing things at 3 weeks out that I didn't see until the last week. So you're ahead,
Right.
based on what you're telling me. So
But you know, it is interesting because I just noticed, and I started noticing maybe yesterday or 2 days before, that being ready too fast is not a good thing either.
I know.
Because I am struggling.
Really?
I am very tired, you know, more than I ever was. And the hunger level is just,
Because you have nothing left to lose.
I have nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just have water. And I
Right.
noticed because one day I wake up super lean, veins everywhere, crazy. And the next day I'm a little bit bloated, you know, but I know that it's just water. And
Right.
it changes from hour to hour.
That's right.
So I just want to get this done.
Yes, yes.
I want to eat again.
That's right. Have your
Yeah.
wine. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
but you know, at the same time, I am the kind of competitor, and I think I will keep forever that way. I don't really go crazy on off season. I don't. When I went to Spain, which is a country where people indulge in a lot of eating,
Yeah.
I didn't. What I was doing is that I was eating a little bit more, but probably the same food that I was eating before in the prep.
Yeah.
And drinking wine because I
Yeah.
love wine.
Yeah.
But I don't go crazy on lasagna, pasta, pizza, or any of that.
Yeah.
My cheat meal is really a nice glass of wine and a nice cheese board.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you feel? Because I can tell definitely that you've made some improvement. What do you feel are the improvement that you made the most compared to the last competition?
Legs,
Legs?
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Legs. I've seen hamstrings hanging on a chest pose that I never saw before. Back, I feel like back last year was,
Your back was good.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And back is, back, I feel like maybe it was a little better last year for some reason. Maybe because now I still need to cut the water too.
Yeah.
I haven't seen really that, you know.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. But legs, which it's by far one of the most important things for me, especially as a woman. It's so hard to see those
Yeah.
like striations in the legs, and I am finally seeing now. And as I said, I was seeing 3 weeks out, so
Wow.
it's great.
Is that what you worked the most on in the off season?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay. Good.
absolutely. Legs.
Good.
A lot of legs, and a lot of shoulders too. I like to have shoulders, and
Yeah.
I think the swimming years too really gave me those
Yeah.
too. But legs are definitely on my radar all the time.
What's the ultimate goal? So obviously, you know, we're hoping for a pro card, you know, in Spain. And after that, what is it you want to do? Because you get a full-time job, you're very, very busy. It's
Yeah.
not, this is not.
It's
This
not
is
easy.
not like the typical. Okay, I want to get my pro card. I want to get a sponsorship, and I just don't want to do anything else. Bodybuilding you like the balance in your life, and you like working, and you work a lot. You're a very hard worker. What's the plan for the future?
Yeah, honestly, my career outside bodybuilding is great because it has to do a lot with food, and we as bodybuilders, we live for food
That's
too.
right.
It's not just training.
That's all we do.
So it's great because it gives me the opportunity for me to understand a little bit more about food and actually be a little bit more creative in my menu, because chefs sometimes look at stuff that I'm eating. He's like, I can make this 10 times better,
Much better.
and still not add anything that you cannot eat.
We are lucky.
So
Wow.
I am very lucky on that sense, and I'm actually very lucky to have a group of people there at my job that is cheering for me so much. And every single day, when I go around the pastry chef and I'm like about to grab something, she goes and nope. So they got my back. They got my back, and it's so amazing to see that. I love that.
That's awesome.
But going back to your question, I truly want to dedicate my life to both sides of Amanda, which is the hospitality side, which I can do even on a prep. It's hard, I'm not gonna lie, but I managed to do it. And I also want to get the pro card, and with the pro card, extend my career as far as shows. I really want to keep, competing to the point that perhaps get to the Arnold, get to New York
The
Pro,
Olympia.
and get to the Olympia, of
Yeah.
course. That would be the ultimate goal. And also to inspire, because as I mentioned before, I am about to open a website, which is another thing that I have in plan, that's called Mind of Athletes. And Mind of Athletes is going to be an online coaching designed for people who are actually busy just as I am.
Nice.
So for the young professionals of the world who are also wanting to practice some kind of sport or to be healthy in general.
Nice.
Because sometimes we lose ourselves trying to chase the money. We get the money, but we don't have the health.
I know.
So I want to have that balance. So I want to teach people how to actually manage to do both things. And then perhaps down the line, I also want to create a clothing line that's designed for people who actually work too, because even for women, in my case, I never find a suit.
Right.
I never find a shirt that fits me because
Right.
I have
Right.
broad shoulders. And men too, they can never find nice pants
fit the quads,
to go
yeah.
to a nice dinner that fit them, because we bodybuilders, we have a completely different body type.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool to do that too, but that's gonna be more along the years to come. But the pro card definitely will give me more of that credibility of calling myself a professional bodybuilder.
Is your restaurant, is the place where you work, are supportive as far as letting you go compete, and you're going out of country, they're fine with that, they're going to keep your job? And
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
They gave me the time off.
Wow.
They're cheering for me.
That's awesome.
The other day I received an email from the whole entire team saying, "Go Amanda, 2 weeks out."
Yay.
They
That's
were
great.
thinking about making a shirt. It's just the cutest thing. Like
That's
my
so
GM
cool.
said, "Oh, we're gonna have shirts and we're gonna have this and that."
Oh, that's
so
great.
It's really, really cool. They really, really help me out. We actually have every quarter of the year, we have a manager meeting, where we go out and we drink and we eat and we talk. And the last one we had, my GM called me and said, "Hey Amanda, what do you need to eat? Because I'm about to order food."
That's awesome.
And I needed to know what you can eat. So it was great that she actually made the time
Wow.
to ask me what about you? Because you are in a completely different schedule than we are.
They appreciate what you're doing.
So they really
That's
appreciate.
great.
They really, they're all about this, and they're all very excited too. And they were like,
Wow.
"How are we gonna be able to watch this? Who is gonna be streaming this?" So
I know.
it's really cool.
That's
it's really
great.
cool to see that.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank
You seem to have a charmed life. You seem to be really happy all the time. Every time I see you, always a smile on your face.
Thank
And
you.
I know it's hard, at times, and you must be stressing at times. We all do.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think you're really good at balancing, your professional life and your athlete's life. And I think people could learn a lot from you. So I really appreciate you talking to us. And we're going to be looking forward to that website. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, thank you. As I said, I also want to be putting a lot of, a lot of content there to really help out people, especially women out there who are struggling, finding their balance in their career, finding them balance in the sport, and in life in general. Sometimes in their love life. Sometimes they just want somebody that they can talk to and hear something that made them feel a little bit more human. For example, sometimes I post on my Instagram how difficult it is for me to keep myself on a prep, or how tired I am, or how much I want to eat everything that is in front of me, and I get messages from people saying like, you feel that too? But
just to know we're not alone makes you feel better.
And I thought a person at your level wouldn't feel that way. Wait a minute, I'm a human.
That's right.
Are you kidding me? I get home sometimes I want to scream, you know, and it's just to kind of make yourself vulnerable and tell people that you feel the same feelings and you're a human. Yeah,
very true. Amanda, best of luck.
Thank you.
At your show next week, and I'm sure that we'll shoot many more times after this. When you are a pro, and many more times leading up to the event. But I'm so happy for you, and thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye bye.